Not sure which one's noisier. That one. Or that one. Right, so that's the first time I've mowed, well, this side of that fence now. Grass, to be honest, wasn't really that long, but it just saves me. I'm still trying to work out where I've got to go, to be fair, with flow mower. Especially behind me, it gets a bit tighter, and with the riverbank moving as it does, I just wanted to make sure that, turn it off, that I wasn't going to, well, bugger off down there. The only downside to having this offset flow mower is when you're doing stuff like this, is you don't track behind your wheels. Granted, I could actually try and shunt the whole thing over on linkage arms, but PTO shaft angle goes out of it. So yeah, it's a bit of a pity that I've missed like a good 2 foot on that side, and I can't really turn around to come back the other way because my left hand wheel would be, well, at the edge of the grass going off the side of the banking. So, but no, that was alright. Wasn't too bad. Right, morning ladies and gents, welcome to Saturday morning. It's now the 12th of May. It's bloody cold this morning. I've just put my woolly hats back on and me, right, I put my thermal back on underneath. Well, call it thermal. Anyway, so yeah, Saturday morning, and I've got a few jobs to do. One of them is this old girl. I've taken off the brake master cylinder, well, the reservoir and the cylinders, which I might have to do it one-handed. I've got the skill to do it one-handed. I'm not quite with it this morning. See. So what I've done is replaced the master cylinder on the far side. This thing's never been very good for braking on far side, on curb side. I know we've done some work before on this old girl, but it just never seems to work. So we put a new master into it the other day, which was a bit of a ball ache, but wasn't too bad. Bit of panelling off, and there's a pin at top where it comes in, that comes off, and then that gets banged back in and blah blah blah. So I just need to finish off this. We're waiting for the rubbers because these two rubbers aren't the same, and I don't think they're supposed to be the same. Oh, I think they're supposed to be the same. Try to do it so I can show you now. So I don't know if you'll tell, but this lined up. This one is actually kind of like kinked at 45 degrees. Like that. So I've ordered two that are the same because that master cylinder, the reservoir was actually leaking as well, and was leaking from the side that the 45 degree rubber was on. Anyway, so I ordered that, so I need to put that back onto there. This whole thing wants out. Then my old girl's part of there, and then I need to go out and take New Holland out because I got a flail mower job to do this morning with the MDL, and I've got to try and get across before they start on the level crossing, because if they start on the level crossing before I get there, well, I've got about another 4 mile or 3 mile trip round. And then after that's done, I'm hoping to get some spraying done because the winds are light this morning and it shouldn't be a bad day, even though it's supposed to be 17 degrees and I'm frozen. So, oh god, right, so yeah, get this back together, get the rubbers out of my truck, and well, yeah, try and get cracked on today. Right, so that's this girl just about ready to go. They're back on, it's not leaking. Hopefully it won't leak. So that's good, I filled it up. So we've definitely got at least one brake working anyway. In fact, I'll put that back across. So that, if anyone does use it, at least we've got one brake, like we've had for a while. Panels back together. In fact, I need to do that bolt up. The only problem is, when I put it back on, I'll snap the bit of plastic off. that corner. To be fair, the corner piece had actually snapped off already like that, and then I broke another bit off. So to put a great big penny washer just to try and hold it all together. I need to do that bolt up there. Anyway, apparently there's a caravan that he's pulling off tomorrow again, another motorhome that sank, so at least he's sorted, otherwise Bossman has to use the New Holland. And it does me heading because he ends up changing all the seat position for about 10 minutes work. So anyway. Right, straight into the New Holland, got it started up, got fuel in, which is good. I've got some shear bolts, otherwise known as M8 bolts. And all I've got to do now is, I've got some pinholes for when I'm travelling on the road. So I've actually lost one, but one of these goes into there, like that, with an air clip in. And then what I'll do, this has actually got, if you can do it. Oh, first time I've been out this year. This has actually got 2 holes to put that in, but I'll just stick that one in there. And then there's one here, which should be a bigger pin. And the hydraulics are moved already. So I just need to get that shoved in there, and then we're ready to set off. And before you ask, yes, it has been greased the other day, and I've used it for about an hour. So I'm not bothered greasing it again. So yeah, right. She's ready. I think I'm ready. So yeah, we'll set off. Maybe not set off in 3rd gear might be helpful. I told you, it's one of them Saturdays. Well, that was fun. They just took a car out because I went across the crossroads and set off before she'd turned in, and she decided to let me go. I'm in the middle of a B road, a major B road, and she's trying to let me go. I was like, car drivers, just carry on with what you're doing. We do certain stuff because we have to, because we're not usually quick enough. And I was like, yeah. Anyway, I'm nearly getting there. I need to be. Right, I'm just on the far side of this paddock I'm doing for this customer. And you can see all the grasses. I think some people have been quite happy for silage off that. But anyway, we're getting through it. We're only doing 3Ks and, well, just over 540 RPM. They always like a little bit more reds anyway. Well, this one does. But yeah, it's a good, well, shortest bit down there is kind of 4 inches, tall bits are kind of a good foot, 18 inches, and past that some of it, the seed heads on, so yeah, no rushing, but steady away. Right, so back on the estate and sprayed on the back of the tractor, which is good. We're going to go spray where thumb points, that field down there, and yes, I just made me send a brew. So flail's off already, that's on. Need to get the Sanderson because I don't know if you can see, but pallet forks. Oh, that's spun me tea. Can't give myself an heart attack trying to spin me tea. Forks are there and Sanderson's over there, so I need to get her out. That on, and then the IBC that's next to the Sanderson over there out, and the chemical. And do a bit of mixing. Right, so I'm in what is the girls' winter field down there. Maybe you'll see some buttercups on the left, and there's weeds. To be fair, I'll spray these docks, but I've also got the on-track flashing away at the front. Only slight problem is I can't use the on-track and film at the same time because, well, I'm using my phone. So, yeah, you're gonna have to bear with me a bit and have to remember how to use the damn thing as well. What I did want to say as well was thanks to the guys from On Track. After the video I did when I first got it and had a go, they did actually message me with what I thought was a problem of losing signal while I was changing on the headlands. Well, apparently they said I needed to keep going at 8Ks to try and make sure that the satellite and everything, that lot, works out that I'm still moving and knows where I am. So that's going to be interesting, but yeah, we'll see. I just literally want to use the on-track in here for acreage, because we've got a number we've got, but what it actually is, I don't know. But it is supposed to be for single farm payments, when we used to get it back in the day when the government were complete idiots. Anyway, let me get set up and I'll get cracked on. Right, well that's, well, this field done anyway. The girls want the field done. I'm still having a bit of fun with this on track. So basically I didn't do a full tank beforehand because I knew I was going to have to do 2 tanks. In fact, I was a little bit shy at the end anyway. I think my numbers are slightly out, or something slightly out. So I'd done half the field, went back up to the buildings up there where the forklift was, and put my next lot in and then came back down. So 15-20 minutes, and within that the GPS had drifted pretty much the width of the tractor, which is about 6 foot, so 1.8 metres, something like that, which I was surprised at. I know you do get drift with satellites and the rest of it, but for that short time and that amount difference was interesting. So yeah, my painting pictures was interesting. It was quite handy again for picking up where I should have been when I lost it, because, well, there's actually a tram line just there. I can only see it because the cleat marks are in it, so it's actually one coming this towards us effectively. So, but yeah, keeping speed up definitely helped with knowing where I was. It did have a bit of a tiz-was down the other end as well, but it sorted itself out and regained itself. So yeah, not too bad. So definitely helpful for when you've lost yourself in a grass field like this with not much grass on it. Morning ladies and gents, welcome to the 16th of May. It's Tuesday morning. Looks like it'll be a nice old day again. So so it's been 3 days since I sprayed this field and the boys' winter field. I'm just come to have a look, and I think it's fairly obvious that the buttercups have had it, and also the most important thing that I was trying to get rid of was the arrow. So if I pick that, there's a fair bit of curl on that. I don't know why you'll see the rest of it in there, but the arrow's actually kind of stood up, which is usually a good sign, and then it's folded the wrong way. So if I pick a piece and show you, so that's the front of it, it's actually curled backwards, back over itself. It's a real, instead of being a nice straight leaf on it, it's curling itself, so hopefully it's worked. I'm sure I did this last time and then recovered, but the difference I did this year was I sprayed with Depitox and Validate, and Validate was a wetting agent. So if you don't know what a wetting agent is, basically it destroys the water tension. So if you get a droplet of water, it will kind of hump, you'll have a lump, whereas the Validate, what it does, instead of having a big lump like that, it pretty much cuts it off and lays it as flat as possible. Basically it means it covers more of the plant area and stops it beading off. So more of a coverage means more of a chemical goes into the plant, which should in theory kill it better and quicker. But yeah, this field sprayed alright. Again, it's really curling. So hopefully I've got on top of it, but we'll see. We'll give it a couple of weeks. Oh, bloody bale of twine. Joys of horses. I say the buttercups have all had it. I'll show you down that side because that's where the thistles are. So down this boundary line down here, there's a lot of thistle. You can see it's definitely caught the thistles as well. It's keeled them over. So I'll just show you this as well on the way past. So this is obviously the boundary now with the new fence and path on the left hand side, field up right. When people say about spraying chemicals willy-nilly, well, you can see buttercups are definitely dead on the right hand side, not so much on the left hand side. So with the low drift nozzles on and the right weather conditions, you can be pretty accurate. I mean, boom was probably a good foot or so out, well, hopefully 50 centimetres, which is a cover of the spray nozzle. But yeah, that also shows you what this field used to be like as well, because it used to be full of buttercups all the way down. But I do feel a bit bad for the bees because, well, they've lost the whole field, but I've near enough left that side now to go wild. Lots of tansy in it. But I'm a bit unsure what to do because I'm just going to put a weed problem in there. I know it. And if I go with a chemical spray, I'll end up wiping everything out. So if you've got any ideas, let me know. Morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to Wednesday morning. And I'm now just up at the field of muck spread back end of last year with the MB track. Oh, I've got somebody watching as well. It's not neighbour's sheep. So yeah, this is where I came with MB and muck spread, and I also spread some muck in. You can see it in the bottom still down there, with the last couple of loads with the New Holland and the muck spreader a month or two ago. So just having a walk through. Grass isn't that long in here. It's probably 8 inches at longest, with seed heads coming up. What I wanted to check for was what the weeds were like. There's a few buttercups coming through. I don't think I've fully sprayed this field for a couple of years now. But yeah, there's a few. A bit of rubbish in there, I'll pull that out. A few buttercups coming. Oh, I'm looking for ragwort mostly, which was our problem last year. So anyway, so yeah, I've had a quick walk around, and it's not looking too bad. There's a few buttercups in it, you can just see coming through. But this field used to be pretty yellow as well when we first got it. There is a bit of thistle coming up that side. I'm just trying to see if the ragwort's coming. But so far, I'll pick that bit up as well. So far, I've only seen one bit. But what I'll do is I'll just do another quick middle bit and see if there's anything, because that's the last thing we really want in a grass drop. It's just a pity when I came in with muck spreader. You can see where I've been with tyres. But never mind, get rid of more. Oh, I missed him over there. I always wondered if that field got sprayed. Well, this is a weird one. We've got some ducklings, and they're only a couple of foot away. But Mum and Dad had 14 and lost a few on the way. But I think one of the kids out here has been feeding them, so it's become very friendly. Well, ladies and gents, welcome to Saturday afternoon. Well, near enough, I think it's about 11:30. Done a couple of jobs this morning, one of them being tractor and sprayer. I don't know if you can tell down here, but I've actually sprayed this off the other day. You can tell wet boom when he reached there. So I've been up the lane this morning and sprayed off the, well, ragworty field. Well, I call it, it's not that bad, but the field that possibly has ragworting again from last year. And 4 acres, so I did that. I then sprayed a bit of my own hayland. So that was this morning's job. And then on to this. You see it very well. So this is my John Deere 550 baler that's lived outside all winter, which I feel really bad about, but nah, such is life. So the job I'm doing this morning is changing these out. So these are rollers that run on the belts here. I think idea is that it keeps the tension on the outside edge of the bale, so it probably puts more hay into it, makes it stronger so it doesn't flop over. But these have basically given out. I don't know if you'll see that very well, but it's flat just at the top here. So that's sat on this belt, and this is from the other side, but you can actually see where it's hit this lacing. I don't remember what it's called. Hit this lacing and actually worn it away. I don't know how well you see, there's actually a band up the belt as well. Same on the other side where it's worn in. In fact, that one looks even worse. That belt looks even worse. It's actually properly cut into it. But anyway, it's by the by. So this is all we've got to do. Is there's an outside nut to take off, and then this comes as a full unit. I've actually got these from granite. Lad down the road got them for us again, so not cheap, not cheap at all. But yeah, it keeps running for another year. I didn't pay a lot for this baler, and the only reason I've got this baler is for when the contractor wasn't able to come and do my baling for me. When I had about 15 acres of my own to do, and about 30 acres for the estate. He hadn't done too bad, he hadn't done many bales for me. He's only done about 40 bales or so. But anyway, I want it done, I want it ready to go, to try and get it back at MB or even off back of that thing, if need be.